Welcome to A&B Jukebox Repair, your one-stop source for Rowe Jukebox repair service and replacement parts. My name is Bruce Wentworth and I'll be your instructor today. It's been a long time since we've made a video, so I figured it's about time we try and get some more information out to you because of all the calls we've been getting. And today's session is going to be on how to lubricate your gripper bow assembly on your Rowe record models and CD model jukeboxes. And we've been getting a lot of calls on people having CDs that are dropping or records that are dropping or they're not grabbing the record. And basically, this is a pretty easy fix. The main thing, that problem that happens is that we're going to go over to the gripper arms now. I'm going to show you. Okay, this is a gripper arm assembly for a record model jukebox. Okay, and this is a gripper arm assembly for a CD model jukebox. If you look, they're pretty similar, aren't they? The only difference is the gripper bow is a different size because the CDs are smaller. And basically these parts, they only have really 3 or 4 parts here. You've got your gripper bow, okay, you've got your, this is called the inner shoe, and this is what grabs the record or grabs the CD. So this inner shoe shaft assembly. On the gears, you have a cam gear, this one here, and you have a trunnion gear, this one on the outside. So basically, what you lubricate, you're going to be lubricating this inner shoe assembly. Again, you're going to be spraying it inside here and working it up and down. Then you're going to spray the gears on the side. Okay, and there's one other gear that's underneath this. It's called a sector gear. And that we'll show you when we get to the actual mechanism. So now I'm going to bring up a mechanism to you and show you how we lubricate it. Okay, this is a Rowe record model mechanism. It goes into models R84 through R94. So for 11 years, they used the same mechanism, all right? And basically, the gripper bow assembly works by the transfer motor over here on the left. That has like a trunnion crank that connects to a lever that connects to these gears here. This is the sector gear, okay? And these are the other 2 gears, the cam gear and the trunnion gear. So these 2 gears are meshed in with this metal one, okay, which is a sector gear, which is connected to a rod under here. And this rod, okay, is connected to that sector gear, which is connected to a crank. This is a trunnion crank. And this crank is on a shaft that goes to this lever over here. I call it a lever, okay? And this lever goes against these micro switches. Now we're going to need a 5/32 Allen wrench today, and also WD-40. These are the only 2 tools we're going to use for this session today. Okay, and the reason why we're using the Allen wrench is because it makes it a little easier for us to turn the crank for the gripper bow. See it, how it goes? And it brings it down, and then if you keep going clockwise, it'll continue to and bring it back up and put it away. So that's when after we lubricate, we're going to do this a couple times. Okay, so right now we're going to lubricate it. And we talked about, I'm going to bring this out a little bit, this gripper bow assembly, so we can get at the inner shoe. You see the inner shoe now? It's easy to see. We're going to spray this now, okay? And we're going to spray it just inside. And you're going to work it up and down. See that? That's all you're going to do. So now I'm going to go over here. I'm going to put this back in a little bit here. I'm going to go clockwise and bring it back up. Okay. So now we're going to get at the gears. This is the cam gear and the trunnion gear. We're going to spray inside. Try not to get the rotator too much. I'm going to spray this like this. Now I'm going to go down and I'm going to see here. You see that metal gear that meshes into it on the side? We're going to go in there and spray a little bit in there too where the shaft is. And that's it. That's all there is to it. This is why your records are falling, or dropping, or not grabbing on completely, because the inner shoe is not moving enough to grab onto it, and it's just sticking. And that's because these jukeboxes, again, they're not being used often enough. They're sitting around for weeks and sometimes months. Okay, so that's all there is. So now we're going to go ahead and work it a little bit by putting that 5/32 Allen wrench into that screw, head screw, the Allen head screw, and you can see how he is moving now. It's moving a lot easier. Okay, so that's it. Next, we're going to go to the CD model. So I'm going to put this one down, and we're going to bring the CD back up. Now, the CD mechanisms are similar too. They use the same same basic mechanism for all their models. The only difference they changed was the players. They have 3 different model players they use on all the CD models. They have the first generation player, the second generation player, and the third generation. The first one was the CDM3, then they went to a CDM4, then they went to the CD Pro. Okay, for this purpose here, we ask you to remove the players. We have videos on how to do that, so I'm not going to go into that right now, but try to remove the player if you can. And once you do that, go use your 5/32 Allen wrench, go back into the Allen screw, bring it out a little bit like this, till straight up and down. Take your WD-40 and spray some in that right there, right where the shaft goes in and out. Work that inside and out. Okay, now bring that back in. You're going to bring it up, bring it back in. Okay, now we're going to go over and do the cam gear, the trunnion gear, and the sector gear. Cam gear, trunnion gear, sector gear. So we're going to spray inside here. Spray the trunnion, the sector gear, and those 2 gears. That's all there is to it. You don't need a technician. You don't need to spend a lot of money. All you need to do is have a can of WD-40. Now we're going to work it. And look how smooth this works now. And that's all you have to do. Okay, try not to get any WD-40 on this rotator here, because that will make it go faster. Okay, because it has to go into the rotator. We don't want to make it go any faster. It might flop down harder than it normally would. So that's all there is to it. This will stop 90% of all your CDs that are dropping or slipping and not grabbing them. Okay. Well, we're gonna close now. My name is Bruce Wentworth from A&B Jukebox Repair. It's been a pleasure having you here for this session on how to lubricate your gripper bow arm assemblies for both your Rowe record model jukeboxes and CD models. Goodbye.